I do assisted living homes, so they shut me down like in the middle of February. Um, so like, I mean, I'm pretty green, so
Well,
I'm
I
learning.
don't know do I have your contact information? Because if you are out and around, I mean, there's certainly things that, like what Carolyn's doing. Where is Carolyn anyway, Marie?
I don't know. I'm gonna
And
text.
Mia, but Carolyn's doing a lot of research and stuff. I don't know if your sister has you doing that stuff, but
Well, we're working on, I'm just trying to learn how to kind of analyze properties and do the numbers. And so just kind of learning that, I don't know the area either. So that makes it a little bit more difficult, I think. So yeah, I don't know anything. I'm just kind of hanging out. If there's anything you want to share with me or whatever, I'm game. I'm open.
okay. No, that's cool. That's good to know, right, Marie? We can have more boots on the ground.
Yeah, definitely. Carolyn's been doing some research. I mean, I personally right now really want some kind of small office space. So Liz and I have been talking about that, and I've been actively looking. So if anybody comes across a deal for a office space that's like right off of like Indian School or Thomas or Camelback or
In the 51 area, but
yeah.
Camelback would be a little more pricey, so we're okay being south.
Yeah.
We're okay in the ghetto a little bit.
A little.
Financing is going to be a little interesting for commercial. Do you have that lined up? And then, if so, how much?
These are, I mean, one of the properties we looked at today, it's again, compared to your pricing, it's listed at $380,000.
Well, you know that we market nationwide, right? We're in Memphis, Las Vegas, and Southern California now because a lot of properties opened up. But if it's worth it, we can open up our market research into whatever niche, and we go after all of the different properties. Like we have a motel here in Southern California. It's actually
On the lending side, you're talking about.
no, I'm talking about we to get on the contract. It's a lead that we had that we're working down on right now. The guy doesn't have his P&L all set up and up to date. He only got 2018, and so it looks like it could be well worth 2.4, and we may be able to go ahead and get it just at $1 million. So if we're able to get all the financials, get everything set, we could probably sell it back off like at 1.5, and you're looking at about a $500,000 spread right there, wholesale assignment fee. So we're just so nurturing, like I said, the P&L to make sure if it's worth it to put on the contract. That being said, the reason I mentioned that is because it's to kind of illustrate that we're not just going over retail properties. We're also looking at commercial spaces. I'm actually getting a lot more knowledgeable on the trailer park side of things as well. And a lot of those leads are actually out in Texas. So as we develop our market research, it kind of takes us to different niches in different markets in different areas. And so if that proves to be pretty lucrative, where we could leverage our market research when looking into and analyzing commercial properties, then we'll keep freaking nailing it. Because I mean, right now, every week we go and burn about 5,000 records that we call on for cold calling. So yeah, we get tons of leads, and then it's just up to us to make sure we can make it into a deal. That's where the whole nurturing goes into, you know. So yeah, I mean, if that's something you're looking for, and I'm not gonna do all that research just for one property or just for one lead. You know what I mean? I'm down to pour in money. We literally spend thousands every single month on just cold calling on records, on just data lists. So.
Okay.
Well, and so you started out with asking about the lending side too, and Marie, can't we talk with Michael about that? Isn't he do that kind of lending?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, because that's gonna be one of the first things I'm gonna ask my buyers. I'm like, do you have your a lot? So another part of it on the dispo side, we're doing a lot of nurturing and making sure everyone has their financing still aligned. One, are they still looking to get into this niche? Two, are the lenders still with them, right? Or have they substituted them? And then three, do you still have your full team? Are you guys still being active? So I'll be honest with you, like at least 25% of our cash buyers list wiped out. They're like, nope, we're sitting this one on the sidelines. And so that's something that we're also reaching out to other wholesalers and be like, hey, look, definitely we could work together. If we get these deals on the contract, we could do a JV wholesale and leverage each other's, work efforts. So it's, we do work with other wholesalers as well in that aspect. So that's why my question is like, do you have your financing in line? So if you did,
I think we can do all right with that, Marie, right?
Yeah, I mean, at the lower price range, I don't think it's going to be that big of an issue. I should call Desert Financial though, because that was who I had brought into the huddle to talk about specifically commercial funding, commercial financing for us. So they're like a local credit.
I remember that stream.
Yeah. So I'll go.
They're still doing it.
I know. See, make sure that they're still doing it. And then also, I mean, I'm looking for myself personally, and I'm hoping that I can find something that has seller financing. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely. A lot of the people who we've talked to on the commercial side, they're not looking to be the bank right now. They're like, nope, and if I'm gonna sell it, I'm gonna sell it all, like as is, like all of it, and I want it all up front.
Right.
So but that's everyone that we've talked to thus far.
Well, it depends. I mean, the property that I was looking at today, they have it listed on the MLS as both a rental or for sale. So if they're considering it as a rental anyway, then what's to hold them back from keeping it and doing seller financing?
Yeah. What was the square footage? What did the square footage come out to?
Well, that I wanted to talk to you about because LoopNet showed it at like over 3,000 square feet.
I know. I was like, dang, that must be like hidden space.
Square footage. Yeah. And then like I looked on the MLS and it was like 1,608. I was like,
I know. I was going to be like, I'd say 1,500 maybe. I was like, maybe there's a basement. I don't know. Although that's not usually counted in square footage, but I was like, wow, maybe I wasn't really looking at it.
No, I mean, I'm personally looking for an office space that can be like a WeWork space type of thing where I'm renting out other, spaces to pay for it, but I have my own office that's not my home office.
Yeah, no, that's actually been pretty good with us with like our SoCal commercial property. That one was 8 units. We had to get rid of one so we could actually make it into like a restroom. So now it's a 7 unit. Yeah. But there's a makeup artist, like a celebrity makeup artist, and then there's us two and a car broker, I guess you would say. You go with him, and then he'll like shop rates for you and like negotiate for you and like sell your car, trade it in, and stuff like that. And then we have 2 other units that are completely empty right now. But that's been pretty cool. It's a good mix.
Yeah, no, it's definitely our goal, And we live so far apart from each other. We have to be centrally located.
Yeah.
Got to be a space that Liz and I can equally meet.
Yeah.
On this side of the valley, and she's on this side of the valley.
Yeah, I'm like almost to Flagstaff, and she's almost to Tucson.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Awatuki meet Anthem.
Yep. Yeah.
Mia just texted me. Oh shoot, I completely forgot. Good job, Mia.
Yeah, very funny.
Tell her, unacceptable.
I know, unacceptable.
Well, good. Anything else, Michelle? What do you have going on these days? It's almost your off season.
Actually, I'm selling. I'm selling a house. Just got it under contract to another person that's gonna take it over, and they're doing a residential group home in it. So I'm selling one out of the portfolio because I don't like where it's at. So I'm going to get rid of that one. And I did some workshops on the residential group homes. And so I'm doing some research on that. And that'll probably be something that I branch off to in the next 3 to 6 months. if I can figure out.
That's going to be interesting because that would be, I mean, this issue right now is going to be huge for that.
Well, and that's why, I mean, wouldn't you rather have your parent in a, 8 to 10 person group home as opposed to a big box that has 100 and, just,
Yeah.
it's definitely, it's an interesting time. But from everything I'm researching, it's still going very well. And that with the smaller homes, it's easier, obviously, to take care of the residents. Residents feel more connected. They're not feeling the social isolation as is some of the issue in the bigger homes. And it's really just making the families feel more comfortable and how to keep the residents connected with their families, which through Zoom, through Skype, through different mechanisms that the houses are setting up now so that, there's actually a station and it's all easy to access and it's available to them. So yeah, it's a profitable model. It's just a matter of trying to define what level of care, because then that impacts your expenses and the resources that you would put into it. So still researching.
How many rooms, bedrooms, or beds would you want to have?
So I would be looking for a 5-bedroom, 3-bath at a minimum. And there's kind of levels to the way these homes work based on the pay scale. So an example, a top tier is someone that's paying $5,000 or more a month for the home, because this is all private pay. This is
Right.
not, we're not doing insurance. They could have an insurance component to it, but the insurance component, they have to get the money in order to provide. We're not billing for it, if you would say, to a third party. But it would be 5,000 or more is the top tier. And what I'm looking to do is either a tier 3 or a tier 4. And a tier 3 or tier 4 is between 3,500 and 5,000 a month. And so I think it's the stable level that you're not dealing with the Medicaid and with state supplied residents. And it's the tier above where it's self-pay in essence, and it's not a 5-star hotel. It's more of a 5-bedroom, 3-bath, 6-bedroom, 4-bath. So it's more the model that Danielle had. Danielle, the fortune builder that we went and saw her home in November or December, that house in Scottsdale would be considered probably a level 4 on the scale that we're looking at.
Yeah.
Have you heard from her, Marie? Because at one point I heard she was trying to sell it, and then I hadn't heard anything more.
No, I haven't heard anything. I know she was trying to sell one, but I don't know if it was that house or the other one, because she had more than one house.
Yeah.
But no, it's an interesting model. Did you speak to Derek more after the meeting with Leah and them?
I did, and I had sent him some follow-up, and I never heard back from him. So through the workshop that I did, there's kind of a structured, like a fortune builder process of, who you need to contact and contacting the placement agents and finding out what the need is, and then figuring out the particular geography, and then within that geography, starting to look at homes.
At something like Danielle has, like one of those big houses in North Scottsdale?
Yeah, I mean, that could work. That would definitely require that, you're getting 5,000 a month from all the residents. And, I'm actually even open to buying someone that has a home that wants to get rid of it, because it's the easiest way to be up and running. Depending on what their business model is, and the valuation of those businesses are really pretty interesting, because they don't look at just the business. You look at the value of the property first, and then you look at the income of the books, and it's a ratio of the income versus the property value. But yeah, so I'm right now looking at all of those as alternative options.
Well, you walk through Huddle, it's a 5.3. You don't want to buy Huddle.
Okay, so can I weigh in on this? Because this is
Yeah.
what I was going to do before I bought my multifamily. And Michelle, there's a lot involved with it. Insurance,
Yes, there is.
there is a ton of money for insurance. And to find qualified people, especially at nighttime, is really, really difficult. Okay, so I hired somebody that's what they do for their business, is they help people get up and running. Okay, so there's a fee for that, and it's great. Where are you located?
I'm in Central Phoenix.
Okay, I have somebody for you that can help you. It's not what it's cracked up to be, I'm telling you. That's why I stepped away from it. Not that it's possible and viable, but 5,000. You got to have a pretty nice place for 5,000.
Yeah, you do.
Realistically, it's around 3,500. Honestly, it's not like it. In Phoenix, there's a lot of competition, and there's boutique places that can charge a premium, but they have a reputation already. So you have to build up a reputation with people. First and foremost, you have to have a sprinkler system. It's 50 grand.
No.
Yes, ma'am. It is required by the state. And
Oh no, I know that it is, but I'm saying like you guys know
dollars.
You guys know Stefan. Stefan is working on a group home. We just did a quote for a 3,500 square foot home for 17,000.
For the
Wow,
walk.
that's really good, because I was looking at a place that was 5,000 square foot and it was $50,000.
Wow.
I wanted to do boutique, and I wanted to do small and intimate and really nice. It just, the numbers for me did not work, and the liability and the insurance, it's a lot.
How many bids do you get on the sprinkler system out there?
How many what?
What did you say?
How many bids?
On the 17,000 one, I only got one, and that was a referral from actually Leah, who had used them.
Yeah, Leah had to do it.
But you know, we didn't move forward with it just because the caretaker. My objective when I do it, Roberta, isn't that I'm running it. I am not a operator. I would be the person that would be financing it and running the business end, and then I'd have a manager that's actually running the care of the home.
Okay, so then that piece of it is expensive too.
I know.
I'm just saying that for when I looked at the numbers, I'm like, wow, this is a lot. And I looked in California, where it's very viable, and caretakers are hard to find. Good caretakers you have to pay them a good salary. Plus you have to pay somebody to manage the place. It's just, I'm saying, I can give you some information on somebody that's what they do, is they help people set up their business.
Yeah, I mean, I'm open to any information. I'm right now, like I said, I'm just exploring it, but from all the information that I've gathered so far and the people that I've talked with, because I've talked with quite a few people that have different homes here and seen a couple different models of homes, like the levels of home. And I think you're right. I mean, it is a lot of work of someone that's going to be running it, which is why I think it's really important that you don't just do one, that you do more than one, so that you actually establish it as a business, and that you can potentially share resources between homes, which then becomes an issue about proximity. So making sure that your homes are within 20 miles of each other, or 20 minutes of each other. But yeah, I mean, I'm totally open that if you have any information, or if there's a contact,
if somebody that's already a licensed, I forget what the term is, because I just dropped it. I'm like, this is too much. A licensed, they have to be a director. So something that is established is much easier,
right,
than if it's something that and I was going from, I didn't want somebody else's problem, right? Because the ones that I saw for sale, it's like, okay, why are you selling? because, you know, it's a viable business. So why are you selling? You know what I mean?
Right.
So the licensing part is, it's interesting. It is. It's a process.
So my buddy, we are actually having an inspection in a house on Friday out in Mesa, and he does halfway houses for not for drugs but for alcohol. And so
That's more viable, Liz.
yeah, well, he and I went and looked at this house in November, and I have been in some bad houses, but I was like, oh my God, this is the worst. I mean, this was one of the worst houses I've ever been in. And we put a bid on it, and he lost. And then whoever bid on it bid way too high and backed out, and got back to the bank. Needless to say, the bank finally cleaned the house out, and he now got the bid again on the house and got it from November to now. And we talked about, you know, as the care home like that, but it doesn't work because it has this goofy second story on it. But he's going to end up putting 13 bedrooms in this house.
Fantastic.
And 1, 2, 3 bathrooms, 3 or 4 bathrooms. But it is a different business model. But this is like his 6th or 7th house that way, that he does.
And you can charge
they're all in the East Valley because they're the bigger houses. You know, a lot of Mormon houses, a lot of houses, and they're all in that, like you said, Michelle, like within an area of each other. And that they had families within families of families all living in these 6 and 7 and 8 bedroom houses that he's turned into 13, 14, and 15 bedroom houses. And they don't have cars and things like that, but that's his business model has been excellent with that track record. And so not drugs, it's always halfway houses for alcohol, for, you know, moving on from alcohol.
The sober living houses.
Yeah, sober living, that's what it's called. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, and they pay about $800 a month per person.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to see him on Friday, so I'm going to get some more lowdown on that, because he was slightly worried about this house because it's close to an elementary school.
Wow.
But they're, you know, it's not sexual predators. They're just, you know, it's another thing. But he was slightly worried, but so far everything seems to still be okay. It's still far enough away, but just, you know, close but far, I guess.
Did you guys get the email from Fortune Builders today?
About the boot camps, yeah?
Yeah. And then they're adding a 90-day extension to everybody's
I
contract.
tried to register for some of those, and the only one that came up available that was still open was the rehab.
Well, you mean online or actual boot camp?
The virtual boot camp.
Oh.
Wow.
Send them that little chat thing. Send them a message, because, you know, I think with everything happening right now, there's glitches in anything or whatever, or they might have to put you in there, you know, however it happens. But send them a message and tell them what you're trying to get into.
Why would they even limit when it's all being done online?
Right, that's what I'm saying, that there could be a hiccup in there.
If they're going to limit it, it's going to be for bandwidth capacities, which I have some seats that I'm willing to give up if that's the case. I've been to all
They're
of them.
limiting it. Why, Jose?
They'll limit it for bandwidth capabilities. So if they have too many users, it just crashes. So they need to have a certain number of logged in users. That's if they even get to that technical level. But try the first one. Worst case scenario, I registered. I'm willing to give up my seats. So I already did all those boot camps anyway. So.
Well, let's see. I just went on Fortune Builders live events, and I'm seeing marketing system, acquisition and wholesaling, and rehab. Are
Yeah,
all.
they all pop up, but then when I try to select any, it's like there's no open, nothing open, nothing open. It's just this afternoon, except for rehab, which that was like the last one we did.
Which one are you trying to get into?
I wanted to do marketing and mindset. There's another one.
The mindset one, that's hard. You don't get to break your board. They're going to tell you to go to Home Depot and buy a specific board before you have to do that. You can break the board. It's so cool. You're like, I'm not doing that. And then,
Seriously?
yes.
Oh, and the rentals. boot camp.
Everybody gets to break their board. Mine's somewhere in this mess. Here, look, I'll show you.
Register.
See? You'll have to go to Home Depot.
Seriously?
And get your board. And you get to break it right
Oh,
in the class. So
Wait, what did you write on that one, Liz? I didn't.
I'm ready.
there's a whole bunch. Stay strong, and I'm going to be financially, and then I am. These are good. Expertise, financially independent. I'm
Confident.
working on that. Confidence, stay strong. Got them.
Well, it just let me register for marketing systems. So go back in there. Maybe
There,
they're.
see, look at Michelle, see? And I have 2 of them too. I've done it like you, Wendy, you'll have to do it. I'm going to make, if you do mindset, I'm going to make you go get a board.
oh, get a board.
No, I don't know if I kept mine.
Yeah. In fact, I think we have some out back, don't we, Libby?
Yeah. Make sure you get the right kind of board. These are kind of like hollow almost.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, the
Don't get oak.
yeah the grind on it.
Yeah, I don't want to try
Yeah.
to.
See, we have our boards. When you break it, you're like, oh, I'm not giving this thing up.
Oh, I think I threw mine out.
Oh gosh, Marie. Yeah.
It's
It's
okay.
good though. It's fun. That one's a good one. Well, good. We'll try and register then, huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
What does yours say? I can't see Michelle's.
Wow.
Oh, it's upside down.
Upside down.
What was that? That was your fear side?
That was my fear side. I didn't realize I had a lot of shit I had to get rid of. I only show my positive side. See, I show my positive side. My fear side's hidden. Well, that's funny.
It's good. It's very empowering because you really think, oh, I don't want to be the only person in the room that can't do it. And there's not anybody in the room that doesn't do it. I don't know. Everybody
Well,
does.
Liz, can you imagine if we made it to Tony Robbins? We'd be walking on water right now.
Fire. You walk on fire.
Fire and water. I mean, come
Did
on.
you re-register?
Well, I'm re-registered right now for Chicago because it's in the summer. So
Oh, that's right. We talked about that because then you go see your family. Because we re-registered for San Jose in August. And then right after that, I'm going to LA or San Diego or whatever with Marie to see, what's her name? Rachel
Hollis. So he rescheduled to San Jose okay.
So
maybe I'll see if I
already
can.
had Chicago and he already had New York, and you could go to either of those, and then they rescheduled another in San Jose. And Sarah was like, oh, we could go to New York, but when you're at that thing, it does me no good. I still couldn't go see my son. I mean, we'd be so busy. I'd be like, yeah.
Oh yeah. And it's not actually in New York. It's in New Jersey at a conference center. It's not very.
Yeah, we'd be close and far and it would suck. So I was like, no, let's just go back to let's just,
You're in the room for 15 hours. You're not doing anything else that weekend. I promise.
And that's the same. Like Michelle, like Chicago. I was like, oh, my goddaughter's there. Huh?
I've been to pretty much all of his live events. I did Unleash the Power Within, and then I did you buy like into a 3-pack if you want. It's Date with Destiny, Life Mastery, and Wealth Mastery.
Yeah.
So I've done all those, and Life Mastery I did in Fiji at his resort, which was really nice.
Awesome.
That was back in like 2006, 2007. I don't know. I'm old.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Whatever. What? No.
That's where I met my friend Leslie, though. Leslie, who's been at the the property manager. I met her because the two of us were doing Tony Robbins, and we were doing like whatever it was, Life Mastery or Wealth Mastery in like San Diego, and we were the only two women under the age of 30, because at the time I was like 25. And we were like doing Tony Robbins, and it was like sign up to get a roommate to share a hotel room, and we were the only two listed
from there. Well, see, and that's it. It's not even that you're old, it's that you didn't have children.
Oh yeah. Well, so I did it young. I got into Tony Robbins very young, I guess. But then I went back, and he has Crush It Crew, which I'm sure is why Fan and them have Crush It Crew at their events, because Tony does, and they just copy and mimic other people's styles. So I've gone back to Unleash the Power Within as crew as well, which is really cool because then you walk on fire with no setup whatsoever. They're just like at like 8 o'clock, they're like, okay, the fire's outside, so all the crew can go run and do the fire before all the rest of the participants do it, because they're not going till like 10 p.m. And you're like, wait a minute, I haven't been in the room listening to Tony all day. Like, I'm not mentally amped to walk on fire again. What are you people, nuts? And they're like, nope, come on, we're doing it. And you all run outside and walked on fire again. It's cool.
Literally?
Literally. Oh, yeah. You walk on burning hot coals. Yeah.
Wow.
So, Brooke and Bill, did you guys sign up again?
I didn't realize I had to sign up, Liz. I kind of thought it would automatic, but I will.
No,
Because I
you
wanna
do.
do
You have
San
to sign
Jose.
up again.
Okay, thanks for telling me.
You Google, look, you might have gotten an email and missed it, or get on your online thing and then redo it.
Okay.
So we did do San Jose again. So whatever works for you guys.
Oh, yeah, that's what we're doing.
Okay.
If we didn't go, we'd still be there.
Can you imagine being stuck there? Oh my God.
Yeah, we would have
Like I
bought
said,
that.
I would break free. I'd be like, no, we could have walked home by now. I'm not doing it. I ain't doing it. Like that chick says, I ain't doing it. I ain't doing it.
Fortune Builders is supposed to have a boot camp here at the end of July this year, if they're doing them by then.
Holy shit, they're gonna do it here in July?
End of July.
They're gonna kill people. It's bad enough in September and October. I mean, September and
It
August.
used to be August, and now it's end of July, they said. So.
Oh my God, that's like the worst, because then you have, well, although we got hit.
That's why they're doing it, because the hotels are cheap. Come on.
I know, but this last one, I was with Linda Peterson's phone died. And I was with DJ and her, and we had to take her over to the Apple store in Kierland and get her phone fixed. I'd made an appointment. So DJ, Linda, and I head off that way. And then we're eating at True Foods, and I can see the storm and the lightning. And I was like, ladies, this is not good. And they're like, what? It's just a storm. And I'm like, no, this is not just a storm. And oh my gosh, I'm in my truck. And this waves of water are coming over the truck on Cactus, trying to get back over to the hotel, driving down the middle of the road. They were like, oh my gosh, you're right. This is crazy. I'm like, yeah, this is a monsoon. This isn't just a storm. Crazy. And then she's pregnant. So I was like, oh my God, I can't do anything with the mama and the trainer mama and the baby. So I'm like,
Right.
Well, the Airbnb in San Jose be more in August, you think, because it's prime time?
Yes.
I don't know, because they could be hurting because of what they're missing out now.
Yeah, just wondering about signing up.
Yeah.
I'm not booking it this time.
I know, honey. I know. Did you get everything back?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, it all worked out.
Why don't you hit up Cookie, Marie, for the Airbnb out there?
In San Jose?
Mm-hmm. I'm sure he's got some availabilities.
Yeah, we could. As of right now, I'm not going, but Humberto.
Humberto, he's a Weekly Huddle San Jose host.
Is he still doing it?
Not that I've seen last. He's been kind of MIA and not active online as of recent.
I'm trying to
Yeah,
see.
I don't know about July in Phoenix. I'll stay here at my nice cool beach.
Okay, well, here's the thing with July and Phoenix. They also seem to book them at ones that have a lot of outdoor space, like that one in Scottsdale where everything was outdoors in the hallway for all the tables and everything.
Oh, yeah.
The last one wasn't that bad, though. The one on the Point wasn't that bad.
No, but that's just weird how it's, and then all that goofy parking they had over there where they wouldn't let you park and and there's nowhere to eat over there.
But seriously,
the one on Scottsdale was the Hilton.
Yeah.
The Doubletree Hilton that was on Lincoln and Scottsdale.
There's enough other resorts in July that should give them a way better.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to submit recommendations.
Yes. JW Marriott. No.
There we go.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. Hyatt.
I don't even want to be here in July.
I'm not here in July.
I know you're always way gone. Yeah.
Yeah, let's hope we can cross state borders at that point.
Yeah.
We'll be here because our company made us use PTO the whole time we're off.
Oh yeah. All right. So what's happening with what's happening with Ping right now? You guys still off and just or anything coming?
They're shut down. They reduced the force, furloughed about 95% of the employees. And I was one of the lucky ones that get to keep my job with a 25% pay cut and work from home. And Bill is too, but he has to go in.
You have to go in.
I have to go in. It's like I'm the only person there. It's a fun job.
Okay, well, I was just going to ask you two, if you're both laid off and you're at home together, either things are going really good or maybe really
That's why
bad.
we were so far apart.
It is our 30-year anniversary this year.
You're
Oh,
like,
congrats.
you know, so I'm a wedding officiant. I can say weddings, and I'm going to add in there now. Okay, do you really think you can be quarantined with this person for an undetermined amount of time with a lack of toilet paper and maybe school-age kids that you have to homeschool?
That's hilarious. It's so true.
Literally, I was looking at my mom today and I'm like, now you know why I made you come here from New York before everything got shut down. It was so you can homeschool my kid.
Oh, she's still here? Your mom?
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't
lucky,
think
huh?
she's ever going to get a leave.
I don't want her to leave. I mean, she just got here, what, three weeks ago?
Yeah.
New York's the last
But
place
she's moving out here anyway, so she's trying to pack up her house to move out here for her. So she just had to end it. So just send people in there to pack it up and move it
I
out.
know.
how is it in San Diego? Is it opening up at all?
Talk to me?
Yeah.
I'm in LA, but so LA, is it opening up at all for? Sorry, 'cause I walked out of the room, so.
Yeah. Is it opened up? Are people chilling out now over there,
Or is
or
it still really locked down in California?
It's locked down.
It's technically locked down, but we're LA and they're all rebels, so everyone's out and about. At least most of
They're
the
not
people
issuing
have masks
citations.
on. Not that I've seen out there. We're supposed to be wearing masks anytime we're in public. They won't let you inside grocery stores without masks. That's for sure. But other than that, I mean, people are still kind of out and about. For if they want to be. It's nice weather. Today was beautiful. But yeah, I was kind of thinking like forecasting with my wife. Like, could you imagine life like just staying this way? Like everyone who was like left home like without like work and just was paused, don't ever come back. Which is one of the like prophecies that Rich Dad talked about, Robert Kiyosaki, how the middle class is gonna be gone and it's just gonna be the rich and the poor. And so this will be a good way to kind of get that started and like shake that down. Just kind of crazy things that I kind of think about every now and then. But
Like the Left Behind?
yeah, I mean I imagine myself, I'm like, well, I'm definitely not like the ultra rich, but I have passive income where it could like support my basic needs. And then it's just about try to thrive from there. But I'm actually interested in what you guys are talking about with the senior living space or niche. I've talked about that with a nurse that is nearby. She's actually the my pest control's wife, which is someone I grew up with their son, and she was talking about that, how she works at like an independent senior living location with other nurses, and she was talking about like her boss is the landlord there, whereas it was a single family home, but they converted it and had like high occupancy with multiple bedrooms, and she would also kind of dip into the accounting because she also has an accounting background, and yeah, they were grossing like $15,000 to $20,000 with just 5 seniors living there. So which is kind of interesting. I was like, okay, that's a very interesting niche. I'll look into it a little bit more. She talked to me about it about like last year. So,
I looked at it, Jose,
yeah.
in California. That's what I was going to do, and yeah, there's a lot of competition.
So here's my comment though that I would make on it. There's two different models. You can have a model where you own the house and you triple net lease the house out to an operator that runs the business out of the house. And so in that scenario with a triple net lease, you do have to have more than just property insurance, but it's not out of the roof from what I like. It's not unreasonable for the business insurance you have to have on it. And you're allowed to charge anything you want for market rent. And so you're not charging, let's say you got a 2,000 square foot home, instead of charging $2,000 for rent, you're charging the operator $4,000. It's usually 2 times to 2.5 times the market rent is what you would charge in that scenario. So that's one way to jump in if you know an operator where you're providing the residential home and they're just running it and you're just really the landlord on it. And then there's the second way, which is where you're the owner of not only the property in one entity, but also the business in another entity. And you have your one entity that owns the property is leasing to the entity that's operating. And then you have someone managing it, you know, the day-to-day business. But everything that I've seen so far, I mean, I hear what you're saying, Roberta. Everything takes work, but I wouldn't shoot it down with the profits that I've seen. The one issue about California is there's a limitation on the number of residents that you can put in a home, whereas in Arizona, you can put up to 10. And so, you know, I think from what I've seen from the model and from running the numbers perspective is it's not really worth it doing it for a 5 or 6 resident home. That you have to have a home that is 8 to 10, because 8 to 10 gives you enough cushion in the numbers that it's worth the risk and the effort that it takes based on my analysis that I've done today.
Yeah, you just have to have more employees.
Well, I mean, if you have 10, it also depends on the level of care, like, and what type of care you're allowing in your home, and whether you have skilled nursing. I mean, so there's a whole bunch of different criteria to it. And,
Yes.
but
California was my first niche that I was looking into, Jose. So there's, it's very, very competitive in California. I'm just putting it out there because I was looking at places that were 1.4 million, 6-bed. They brought in $6,000 per person. She has, or, you know, independent people had contacts with others that can place these patients into the, so there wasn't much lag time, but it's the competition of paying people. It is so competitive in California. I was looking at San Diego. I don't know what you know, LA County was, but it's, and insurance is, it's up there.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure. But just like anything that we get into, you know, if it was easy, everyone would be into it, you know, and especially if it's lucrative.
Right.
But I don't know. I mean, I think if I also get into it, it is fascinating on the business side. But I definitely know I would not want to be the operator on the business side. I would definitely just stay as the landlord, just be, you know, taking care of the books, looking for the financing, making sure everything's aligned, making sure everything's up to date. I probably wouldn't. Was that?
I have to tell you that the 3 places that I was looking that were more reasonable are still for sale, and that's a 1.5 years ago. That was in San Diego. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Well, and the other thing is, I think, like you were saying, Michelle, too, it is also different levels of care and different types of group homes. So there's everything from, you know, the sober living, the drug rehabilitation, the elderly population, what is it called? Emotionally disturbed or mental health. There's a lot of different niches within that group home, even, you know, kind of title. So
when it's senior care, there's more liability. I'm just saying that because I looked at it for 2 years. and I had to step away. And not saying that the model doesn't work, because it does. It does. For me, I just didn't do it.
Yeah.
And
I think the noble cause. I mean, we're all heading there. You know what I mean? So it'll be nice to be able to take care of the seniors. You know, at one point or
not going
another.
anywhere.
yeah.
So I think it's cool. I think the noble. We donate to like Alzheimer's, so that's definitely like on our list
Me too.
of people who want to take care of. So I think, like I said, it's interesting to get into that space. I just would like to know more about it. I know definitely I'll just be the landlord for sure. I probably wouldn't want to be an equity holder or investor on the operating side of things. But
There's a great website in California for the care homes, and I can't remember what the website is offsite. I would be there, and you can go in and check all their credentials and see if they had complaints or their reports that came up. It's interesting. And
Yeah.
what, I've called the city many times, and I'm like, okay, tell me what's going on, what I need to do.
yeah.
So, of course, California, there's lots of regulation, but I love the idea of the rehab, because there isn't as much liability, for people that, have to out of jail or what have you, that they have to live somewhere. And the state usually pays, and they usually pay a premium. So I looked into that, and it's good money. It's really good money. So something for Michelle, for you to check it out, because I know somebody's got 13 bedrooms, $800 a head. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're gonna probably wrap up in like 10 minutes. So just out of curiosity, is there anything or anyone, oh, say hi, little guy.
Hi, little guy.
Good night.
Oh, good night.
Oh, good night.
Yeah, I have to go do.
I know, he's such a cutie. And that's why I got to get off in 10 minutes. I got to put the kiddos to bed.
Yeah.
Is there anyone that you guys would really be interested in having join some of our upcoming Zoom meetings? I know Jose was asking me about Marie Camerano, who was one of the Facebook strategists. And so I'm definitely going to see if I can get him. Hey, go. He's not real crying. Oh, he's pretend crying. Close that door for a minute. I got 5 more minutes. Jeez. So I know Marie Camerano would be great right now, because she's the Facebook specialist about how to make your ads and get seen right now. Is there any other either past presenter or new presenters that you guys would really like to get some input from over the next few weeks?
Maybe a hard money lender, just to let people know.
Yeah. Maybe get Michael Aldridge.
Yeah, because Mike, he kind of went MIA for us. So,
I would love to hear his perspective on things right now.
yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah,
and maybe even, because
he's been super busy in general.
Yeah, I guess. Too busy.
Liz,
for
you're
work.
muted. You muted yourself.
I didn't mean to.
Okay.
Even if you have maybe Boomerang come in or something, because they're definitely lending. They had a meeting. Their criteria has changed. Unfortunately, I've done enough loans with them. When I asked her yesterday, I still get a squeak in through some other loans, but they definitely are lending, and that's good, because they didn't all of a sudden or do anything and close shop. She's like, oh no, we're still here. We're definitely doing it. They deal with fortune builders they're with Cheryl and the O'Hearns. They do stuff up in Denver with the O'Hearns too and stuff. So, and other fortune builders, and they've been invited up there. So they might be a great group to come in, one of Kendra or David to come in and talk, because they're very fortune builder friendly. Their rates might be a little bit higher, but they don't have points. They've extended stuff out for me. I mean, they're standard at a 12%, but they don't do points. They've, literally extended stuff out. Like now I get, I'm getting a better deal than somebody else that's new, because I've established a relationship with them already. So we can bring them in too.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
I could
great.
reach out to Kendra now that I have her information.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I mean, obviously Cap Fund just closed on my deal, so they're still lending as well. But we've also had them before, so I would like to bring in somebody who we haven't seen before.
They were pretty good. I liked them. They were quick.
Capital
Yes.
Fund.
Yeah, and Boomerang will be too. So now, okay, so real
What
quick,
rate
now
did you
Jose
get,
has
Marie?
a special guest.
Oh, sorry. What rate did you get?
From Cap Fund,
Yeah.
9.99.
And then did you have to pay points?
Just $1,500 doc fee.
Okay.
Oh, that's
You
great.
did have to pay 3 months.
Oh, but right now, that's true. I did have to pay 3 months interest up front
Oh.
Well,
because of the current climate.
Yeah.
So,
Nuances. You got to balance it all
but
out.
I don't have to make a payment for the next 3 months, and I don't have to worry about that. So that's kind of convenient anyway.
Honestly, my private money lender, I won't name names, but they kind of paid part of that 3 months interest for me up front. So, just.
So, but real quick, let's ask Jose. First of all, beautiful little baby there, Jose.
Yeah.
Yay! Now we have a special
Sure.
guest there. You got to go find somebody. But based on your meetings and you've had, what do you think? Are you seeing somebody we should bring in, or you've had somebody that you're like, wow, this was a great person that we didn't even think about, or that came along and it was great information or something?
No, they're all been pretty equally valuable. I think the only one that was very interesting to me, like I mentioned, it was for Facebook. Because that always changes, it's technology, you know what I mean? But everyone else is pretty good. Also, a lot of the speakers that I see through the stream, like basically are local. So like a lot of the guests, I was like, oh, okay, great. This is good, just information, but I'm not going to be able to utilize their services. But I mean, other than that, I mean, I'm always on the quest to like look for other wholesalers and to collab or to gain better skills on that end as well. I haven't seen a speaker that is a pretty big wholesaler. At least not. Maybe I missed it. I'm not sure if you guys had a speaker that's like a big wholesaler.
No, we haven't, and we've, Liz and I have talked about that, about possibly bringing in somebody that we know through the grapevine. 6 degrees.
I know, because see, now my guys know Jamal.
Right.
I don't know if he,
You guys,
And-
I know Pace.
You have who?
Pace Morby, who works with Jamal. They do the Pace and Jamal show.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yes.
Pace
That
was
name.
a contractor early on for one of my projects and started out doing just the contracting, and then now has evolved. But I don't know if you guys have a good experience with them or if you've had bad experiences with them.
Well, my realtors get a lot of their deals straight from those guys. And my realtors were on that show the other day, I think, because I saw a post that they had done. So I have to open my eyes.
Pace is all over the place. He's all about creative deal structuring and subject tos.
So I think that could be good. And you know who else? That could be really good if he'll, because it's not a big group, but it's still, if they'll give an hour one time in a year. And the other person like that, Maria, might be Josh, my media guy. Different from what Marie does, but just mindset stuff and he's just one of those ones, by the time you're done, you'll break a board with him. I broke a board in his class once. So even somebody like that, again, because we're not asking a lot of them, 1 hour, one time out of the year.
Right.
And it ggets them also to do their business, like Pace, like Josh, like those guys, because then by all means, what do you have to offer? What can you give the group that they could do outside of here with you, type of stuff. So if we give them that platform to promote their business, I think it's good too.
Yeah, I'll definitely be in touch with you ladies about trying to book a wholesaler.
Yeah.
Anybody else that you can think of?
Not right now, but I hear the natives getting really restless behind that door.
All right, go feed your children.
So I'm going to go. Peace and love to all of you. Have a wonderful, I won't be here next week because I'll have my book club, but
that's fine.
God, I hope we all get to be together soon.
Good night, Liz.
All right.
As fun as this is, I still and we can all be. I still like to be together.
I know.
I
It's
do
way more
too.
fun.
I just don't like the drive.
I know, gosh, I know, Wendy, because I know that's the same with me. But so maybe we do 3 weeks on and 1 week a Zoom, or 3. Like Marie, maybe we do that. Like, think about that. Like, and
We
that
can do a
saves you a
Zoom
little
once
bit.
a month, and just like we do a walkthrough once a month, we can have it,
Yeah,
once
and
a
kind
month
of
with
save
just our
everybody a
Zoom.
little bit, and you too. So let's definitely. I think that could be a good consideration.
Yep.
But I still think we all need to be together, because it's just that. It just being together changes everything.
Yeah. Sparks fly when we're together, Liz.
I know. Oh yeah, we don't want to talk about that. Like your little demonstration yesterday. There's some things Zooms are not for.
Okay. Yeah, you know what? But that's the way we're going to end the call tonight. I demonstrated for my lovely lady friend what a OBGYN visit looks like during COVID-19. So basically,
No.
no.
I know. Don't
Really?
do
I'm
it
getting
again.
a lot of no, because it was like, just take the laptop and put it on the floor, and this is what This is what we have to look forward to.
Yeah, I had an ab workout yesterday, just laughing so hard. Oh my.
Anyway,
Maria.
Yep.
Bill?
Good thing Zoom doesn't stream in 4K.
I am still recording. I should have waited till I stopped the recording. All right.
Oh
Well,
my gosh.
guys, peace and love. We'll get some other presenters lined up, and keep at it. I think there's still going to be plenty of opportunities coming up. So don't be scared to buy something now and start rehabbing it, because by the time 2, 3, 4 months pass and your rehab's ready to go, all
That's
this
true.
will be over.
It's all going to be good, everybody. It's all going to be good.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Don't be scared.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. Don't be.
See you
It's
guys.
different. Housing
Bye.
market is different. Peace and love. Bye.